History in the House of Representatives. Burbank Congressman Adam Schiff censured. What happens next as a result? Fancy felines, the huge inheritance left to take care of these cats' every need. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Michelle Bias, in for Robin Winston. More on those stories in just a moment, but first, several Hollywood unions are standing shoulder to shoulder with members of the Writers' Union, the WGA, a movement that demonstrates Hollywood's strength in numbers. Thousands joined the WGA for the second multi-union event since the strike started on May 2nd. The robust support, including representatives from SAG-AFTRA, the Directors Guild of America, and the Teamsters, just to name a few. Among the WGA demands, they want higher residual pay for streaming programs, regulations to prevent AI technology from writing or rewriting material as well.
We are here to tell you that we will fight until we get the deal that we all deserve, because we here today are the workforce of Hollywood, and we will win.
The WGA is now going into their 8th week with no tentative deal in sight. The last strike in 2007 lasted 100 days and caused a $2.5 billion loss. Comcast, the corporation that owns our parent company, NBC Universal, is one of the entertainment companies represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. In fact, some employees of the NBC News Group are also represented by WGA and SAG-AFTRA. The emergency oxygen supply may have already run out for the 5 people stranded aboard a missing submarine in the North Atlantic, but the search and rescue effort is pressing on. The number of ships searching the ocean near the wreckage of the Titanic doubled from Wednesday into Thursday. And we're hearing from a man from Southern California who's taken the journey to the Titanic before in the very same submersible. Bill Price, who lived and worked in Manhattan Beach, actually knows 2 of the people on board, French diver Paul Henry Nargeolet and Stockton Rush, the sub's pilot and CEO of OceanGate, the company in charge of the voyage. Bill says he's on pins and needles, concerned about his friends. He spoke with NBC4's Alex Rozier.
If anyone's going to be able to get the crew back safe, it's those guys.
Is this safe in your view?
No, nothing is safe when it comes to going that deep. They make that very clear on the onset. They say that if you have the sub and you put about 25 747s on top, that equates to the amount of pressure that's being put onto the submersible.
Bill's own journey to the Titanic back in 2021 also had some problems. Something went wrong with the sub's propulsion system on their first dive. They had to call it off and come back to the surface, but the second trip to the wreckage of the Titanic was obviously a success. Let's get a check of weather with meteorologist Belen de Leon.
Hi, everyone. A little change in the weather pattern for the rest of the week. June gloom is back. Expect areas of low clouds, fog during the morning, but during the afternoon, we'll have that sunshine. The temperature is slightly cooler. We'll have highs mostly in the 70s. And our friends in the deserts and mountains, watch out for some gusty winds, especially during the afternoon, that could cause some travel issues for you. Now, the weather is going to warm up. Get ready for it. We're going to get you there little by little. Look at the trend in Riverside. We're in the upper 70s Thursday and Friday. Then over the weekend, the marine layer diminishes. We'll have sunnier mornings, temperatures in the low 80s. Then next week, it gets even toastier. The forecast by Wednesday will be flirting with 90 degrees, so it's a good time to check on your AC.
Long Beach is on high alert as the city sees an increasing number of random attacks in recent weeks. The latest assault happened across the street from a high school when a woman walking toward the bus stop was beaten and then stabbed in the upper body. Police say the man behind the attack also beat another woman just a couple blocks away. This is the 3rd random stabbing in just 4 weeks. Last month, the man stabbed parents and bystanders with a screwdriver at a park playground. In another incident, a man was stabbed by a violent stranger.
I think it's terrible. I'm terrified now.
It's scary. You just feel unsafe. I feel like it's getting worse and worse.
The Long Beach Police Department tells NBC4 that it's increasing patrols in affected neighborhoods, and officers are also meeting with community groups, business owners and residents as well to encourage them to report any suspicious activity. The city is also hosting a violence prevention seminar. Republicans took the rare step of censuring California Congressman Adam Schiff. The vote 213 to 209 along party lines.
House will be in order.
You can hear the chants of shame along with cheers. The Burbank Congressmember led the first impeachment trial of then President Donald Trump. He also pursued allegations that Trump had colluded with the Russian government in his 2016 presidential campaign. Republicans argue that Schiff had no evidence of collusion.
My colleagues, if there is cause for censure in this House, and there is, it should be directed at those in this body who sought to overturn a free and fair election.
The censure vote means the House Ethics Committee will now launch an investigation into Schiff. He is the third House member to be censured in the past 20 years. Amazon is hit with a big lawsuit. The Federal Trade Commission is suing Amazon for allegedly tricking users to sign up for Amazon Prime and then making it hard to cancel. Amazon denies the allegations. The company says it's clear and simple for customers to both sign up for and cancel their Prime membership, and it looks forward to proving its case in court. Amazon Prime customers usually pay $139 a year and get free shipping and access to streaming movies and music. The American Red Cross is concerned because blood donations were down in the last month, and the organization fears a shortage will only get worse. The Red Cross was more than 26,000 donations short for what they need to help patients. They acknowledge that people are traveling and there aren't as many blood drives being held, but the need for blood is still there, especially for type O. They're hoping more gay and bisexual men will donate since the FDA relaxed guidelines last month. As temperatures start heating up, veterinarians are warning pet owners to watch out for often hidden dangers like rattlesnakes. NBC4's Tony Shin has tips to help keep your pets safe.
So this is down where we found the snake, like right around here.
Samantha Helton is showing us the spot where they found this rattlesnake earlier this month at her father-in-law's home in Wrightwood.
It was a pretty good sized rattlesnake.
Samantha says she quickly realized it had been killed by the family dog, Winnie, who may have been trying to protect Samantha's two young children.
Usually she finds the rattlesnakes in the yard and she'll bark at it and like make everyone aware of it. But I think since the grandbabies were here, she went straight attack mode and just went and got it before the snake got the kids.
But Winnie didn't come out of it unscathed. She had been bitten twice on her mouth, and as family members rushed her to a nearby vet, her neck began swelling up.
It's early in the season. They are coming out. We are hearing more and more reports that they're in everybody's yard. This is the antivenom that we administer.
Dr. Dennis Lovelace treated Winnie with antivenom at Desert Mountain Veterinary. He says whether you live in rural areas or hike in them, you should take several safety steps to protect your pets. First of all, get your dog a rattlesnake vaccination.
That helps mitigate the problems of a snake bite. Secondly, get snake aversion training. That's the most important thing, because if the dog stays away from the snakes, the problem is solved.
And lastly, if your dog is bitten, take it to your vet for antivenom treatment, which can be costly.
I ended up being in the $900 range.
Samantha's father-in-law, Mark, and his wife, Jillian,
He's all wound up.
have lived in Wrightwood for more than 30 years. During that time, Mark says he has relocated about 300 rattlesnakes from his property. He says if you see one in your yard, don't kill it. Instead, have it safely removed by a professional who will release it into the wild.
I don't recommend that anybody try to handle a snake if you're not familiar with what you're doing at all.
Were you guys scared?
Yeah.
And if you have children, Samantha says you should definitely teach them how to recognize rattlesnakes and stay away from them.
teach them to be aware of their surroundings and watch for snakes when they're out in situations like that or anywhere around here, because you never know where they could be.
That little Winnie's a tough guard dog there. Well, another performer was attacked by a fan on stage. Singer Ava Max was slapped during a performance at the Fonda Theater in Hollywood Tuesday night. You're looking at cell phone video of a man who jumped on stage and physically assaulted the so-called sweet but psycho singer. She appears to get hit on the forehead before security drags him off stage. Max tweeted in part to say, "He slapped me so hard that he scratched the inside of my eye. He's never coming to a show again." This comes just days after BB Rexa was hit in the face by a fan's phone. LA Unified is looking at new ways to stop what it calls the summer slide. It's when many students lose some reading ability while on summer vacation. The district is teaming up with LA Public Libraries to help keep students engaged in learning. Every kid will get a card giving them access to books and activities at the library. You can call them Aristocats, 7 purebred Persian cats in Florida, up for adoption after their owner left behind an inheritance to care for them long after she passed away. Their names: Cleopatra, Goldfinger, Leo, Midnight, Napoleon, Snowball, and Squeaky. And they're used to living the high life. They lived in their owner's $2.5 million home for 6 months after she passed away. A probate judge decided the cats should not be left in the empty home, and they were turned over to the Humane Society. The organization has about $300,000 set aside to cover the cost to care for the cats for the rest of their lives.
If you adopt, she left money to fund all the vet care, all the grooming, all the food, whatever these cats need, we're going to take care of because of Nancy's bequest, which is great.
Whomever adopts the cats will be able to bring in receipts for reimbursement from the Humane Society. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and at our website, NBCLA.com. Thanks for watching The Rundown.